Welcome to the Irresistible You podcast. This is the place to get a dose of empowerment to create the life you crave and deserve. My name is Amy, and I am the founder of Irresistible University. Through my podcasting courses, I teach women just like you how to ditch the body image issues, gain confidence, and lose the emotional weight to look and feel irresistible at any size. If you like the podcast, you're going to love the Irresistible You online self study course and VIP private podcast. If you would like to learn more, including the investment, see everything that's included, get real client testimonials, and to sign up and enroll, please head over to irresistibleicing.com/course. That link is also in the show notes. Welcome back to the podcast. Today we are talking about pizza brain and October overwhelm. So, first things first, I'm back from my annual Touched by Type 1 conference and trip to Disney. I have been trying in the past week to get back into the swing of things, get back into the groove, get back into the routine, and it's been a time. It was such a good trip. We had so much fun, learned so much, just a lot of great things. This was the first year that my husband and my son came with us on this conference trip, and so lots of things. I don't even know how to put it into words. We did a day at Epcot. We did a day at Magic Kingdom for Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party, which has become a tradition conference weekend. And then we had the Touched by Type 1 Diabetes Conference. And just so good. Like I'm still like coming off of that high, and I think that's contributing to pizza brain, quite frankly, is when you go on a vacation or a trip or anything and you have such a good time and so many memories are made and you're riding on cloud nine, and then it's not that anything bad happened, it's just you're back to reality, and it's such a drastic difference that it's normal to feel almost like a letdown and a sadness, even because that good time is over, and now you've got to just quickly just like literally switch gears in another direction and go back into your normal day-to-day life. It's true what they say, like, you truly need a vacation from your vacation because it's such a drastic drop of, like, sitting at Magic Kingdom, watching the fireworks, eating Mickey bars, watching the parade, making these gorgeous memories with your family, and then drop right back into the go, go, go hustle culture, the work culture, the school schedules, and all of the things. So, I have really been dealing with it's a term that I've come up with. I think I've mentioned it on other episodes, but I call it pizza brain. And pizza brain is when your thoughts just are so sliced into so many pieces. You think about a pizza and you cut it into, you know, 12 slices, 10 slices, and it's manageable, it's doable. But think about if you take that pizza and you've now split it into like 30 slices to where the slice is now so thin that no one is actually enjoying any of the slices. They're just barely getting a little bit to get not even to satisfy themselves, right? So I think of pizza brain in that way, and it's where your brain is just cut and divided across so many different facets of your life. And I have been dealing with an extreme amount of anxiety lately where I just wake up feeling panicked, like, "Oh my god, what have I forgotten? What have I forgotten to do?" Or like, "Did I do that one thing? Did I submit that form? Did I make that bill? Did I turn in this or that?" Like, it just seems like lately there's been so many different things and being pulled in so many different directions. And then if you think about those slices, each one of those slices is an obligation, a responsibility, a worry, a to do. It can also be fun things too. Like, you know, we are now, as I'm recording this, it's October the 1st. This is my favorite month of the entire year because there's so much things going on in October for me that I enjoy, and all the celebrations in my family. That I also feel that part in the pizza brain where it's like it's good stress too. All stress is not doom and gloom and negative. There is also positive, happy stress as well. And it doesn't mean that it's, oh my God, it's so stressful, but it's like it's taking up mental real estate in your brain. So every slice is one of those things that I just talked about. So you have all these different things going on, and you're giving away a slice to each person, each project, each thing, each responsibility, but it never feels enough. It never feels finished. It never feels satisfying. It never feels like you're getting full because there's so many things, and things are can be people, places, and things. So many things are competing for your attention. So what happens as a result? You feel overly anxious, you feel overwhelmed, you feel restless. I am just really struggling with this. So you also feel like, even though you logically know it's probably not true, it feels this way. It feels like you're failing at everything because you're not able to give 100% anywhere in your life. Good way for me to put this, especially like October excitement and everything, is I don't want to miss out on the magic of the season, but I also don't want to drown in the chaos. And there's so many things as adults that we are responsible for on a daily basis outside of our school and work responsibilities. So many things: the house, the bills, the cleaning, the landscaping, the groceries, the you guys know I call them pop-up events. These pop-up events, there are things that, and this is different for all of us, right? But there's things every year that we know once a year this one thing comes in the mail. This once a year this one thing has to be done. And any of those things, if you pull that slice out by itself, aren't necessarily stressful. They're not necessarily hard. But when you've got 30 slices in a large pizza, that's not much food. That is not many satisfying nuggets or bites, if you will. So when you stack and stack and stack and stack, that's why it feels overwhelming. That's why it feels stressful. Now, listen, it is not overwhelming to do groceries. Whether that means for you going to the store, which I hate going to the store and doing the groceries, but lately for some reason I've been doing that during cheerleading and I don't know why. I don't know why. Um, but ordering groceries, picking up groceries, walking into the store and putting it in your cart. At that very basic level, none of that is hard. None of that is even overwhelming, right? But then when you stack that on top of the piles of laundry, the school field trips, the school picture day outfits that we had to go out and buy last night at the last minute because of my pizza brain. It all adds up and stacks up, and it feels like you're drowning. It feels like you're drowning. Yeah, true story. So I've had it on my to-do list since we got back from the trip. Picture day, picture day, picture day. It kept getting pushed down. Till then yesterday, we're like, oh my God, picture day is tomorrow. We go out, we get, cute little complimenting outfits for both kids, get them brand new shoes, get them up extra early today to get ready. Javi was fully dressed, hair done, outfit on, shoes on. Kat's about to put her dress on. And the message goes out, I'm so sorry, parents. We had to reschedule picture day because of the wind today, because they do outdoor pictures. Yeah. I'm looking out the window going, really? What wind? Like, yeah, there's a little bit of wind whipping around like every so often, we're not talking gale force winds. We're not talking hurricane winds. I digress. Picture day is now rescheduled to next Monday. So I'm like, all right, Javi, we need to change your clothes. Kat, don't put your dress on. Save these outfits. Y'all are not wearing these to school and getting them dirty. So all that running around last night to get it done, to have it rescheduled, And so that's just one of those pizza brain moments where we just cut a new slice because now we're pushing it into next week. Let's hope we get good weather next week. And the list goes on and on. And none of this takes into account if you work, what you have on your plate in your work life, right? So I know for me in my work life, I have multiple clients. And within those clients, I have multiple projects and multiple projects that are at different phases of those projects, right? So there's so many little components and things to think about. And what I've been feeling with the pizza brain is that I feel like I am just, in terms of my capacity to handle it all, I feel like I'm just always barely have my nose above the water. And I'm like, if I could just, if I could just, if I could just, if I could just, if I could just get this done today, if I could just get this done today, I'll jump ahead. I'll be ahead. I'll feel like I'm, ahead of the game. And that and just keeps continuing every single day, every day. So I'm telling Frank this. He's like, let's go outside and go for a quick walk. I'm like, okay. He's so good at like getting my mind to like feel peaceful. And he's like, what can I do to help? I'm like, that's the problem. I don't know. I don't know what you can do. I said, well, I asked you to call the pressure washer. He's like, and I did. So that was like, one of those things on our adult to-do list is like get the house pressure washed. Especially because I'm trying to decorate for Halloween and we forgot to do it over the summer. So I'm like, we did a house pressure wash so I can finish my outside Halloween decorations. I know it's like first world problems, right? And he's like, I already did that. I'm like, okay, but sometimes it's hard for me to offload to someone else. And thank God he, like this man, like will do anything. Like he's always, how can I help? What do you need from me? Um, and sometimes I don't know what to say to offload things because he's like, even yesterday, bless his heart, he's like, do you want me to go get the outfits? And I'm like, absolutely not. I love you, but no. I said, because that's going to be harder for me because this is what's going to happen. You're going to think that you're helping me by getting the kids out of the house so I can finish up some work stuff. You're going to go to the store, to the dressing room. You're going to send me 1,000 pictures of the outfits, and then you're going to have the kids try stuff on, and you're going to send me videos, and you're going to ask me for my approval. That sounds utterly exhausting and awful. No, thank you. Appreciate the effort, but I just know there's just certain things as the husband and as the wife, as the mom, as the dad, we just do certain things better than the other person does. It's kind of like, do you really want me to go to Home Depot and pick out a lawnmower for you? Absolutely not. And I would do the same thing, like texting him, asking him questions, the whole nine. So I mean, we have our strengths and we have our not so strong strengths. I don't want to call them weaknesses. They're not weaknesses. We have our strengths and our challenges, right? That we each are better at doing things. And my struggle is I don't know sometimes how to offload. And it doesn't feel like there's a way to offload any of it sometimes. Like deadlines are deadlines with work. And, there's all kinds of things wrapped up into that and the feelings behind that. But I just wanted to come on and talk about this and sit in this with you because you might be going through pizza brain as well. You might be feeling overwhelmed, anxious, restless, just that constant, it's like a constant sense of impending doom, even though there's nothing inherently bad or negative about maybe some of the things on your list. And maybe there is, because that I've been in that season as well. And I think there's an undercurrent, especially for my friends here in the US, there's just this there's an undercurrent of impending doom at all times. And without going deep into that, and that plays a part, I think, also in how we're all feeling as well. So let's take a breath. Let's recognize what it is. Let's put a term. Let's call it pizza brain. It's when we feel scattered, we're sliced into way too many directions. And I'm going to do this with you because I don't have all the answers to this. I don't have all the just do this and it'll get better. I don't have all the answers for that. What does help, and I will give you some of my quick wins that I have found are very helpful for me. The first thing you have to do when your head is swirling and you are and let's just give you an example of what I mean. You're sitting at your desk, you're working on a project for your job, and all of a sudden, ooh, this thought pops in your head. I got to pay the insurance bill, right? Oh my god, I forgot to put that on the calendar. Oh my god, that deadline, that form was due for school today. Oh my god. So then you stop what you're doing because it feels urgent because you forgot about it. The deadline has passed. So you go and you open a new tab or you open up your phone and you take care of it. And then while you're on your phone, you see another email that has nothing to do with anything you're talking about or working on right now. And it's like you're just pinging and dinging all over the place. So, one of the things I like to do when I'm feeling this way and I feel like a pot on the stove who is about to burst, right? I get out a list. It could be online in a doc, it can be on a piece of paper, it doesn't matter, whatever works best for you. And I just write it all down. When your head is swirling, you need to stop carrying all of that mentally and put it in a safe place and put it on a piece of paper because now we can see it. We can organize it. An analogy that I use, and if you're a longtime listener, you already know this. Think about your purse or your backpack or even your suitcase. So you have your purse, right? And you know it's a mess because every time you stick your hand into this abyss, you can't find things. Even though you know you just put it right on top, you can't find it. And you're trying to find it while you're digging through all kinds of items that you forgot you put in there. And as you dig, things are falling deeper, so you're not able to find it. And you're just like, I really need to organize this bag. Well, if you try to organize that bag while everything is inside of it, that's going to be a utter disaster. There is no way for you to organize while everything is stuck inside your purse. Just like that, you cannot do that in your brain. If everything is swirling in your brain and taking up mental real estate, you cannot prioritize and anchor yourself when it's swirling like a just insane storm in your head. So when you write it all down, you stop carrying it around mentally. And once you have it written down, you can visually see, you can visualize everything that's competing for your attention. And then you get some clarity on a couple things. Number one, it's validation that you're not failing. You're not failing, you're just overloaded. You're overloaded. And it's also validation that you don't have to eat this entire pizza at one sitting. Taking it one slice at a time is enough. Okay? So write it all down and then you need to prioritize because you only can do one slice at a time. So you prioritize what are the slices that you have to have today and give it your all. Go in on that slice. The other slices can wait. And if you have to slice things up, maybe we're not dividing it up so thin. We're not spreading ourselves so thin that we're not able to accomplish each of those items, okay? So you're going to prioritize. You're going to validate your feelings. You're going to remind yourself that you're not missing anything. I also struggle with that. And it's not FOMO from watching other people. I just get FOMO because I'm so excited about all the, especially October time and fall, like all the things there are to do, the seasonal joy, the seasonal things. And I have to remind myself that I'm not missing out. So last night, after I had my talk with Frank, he was like, all right, listen, how much longer is it going to take you to finish up your work? I'm like, I can probably wrap up because I was already like over my time, about 20 minutes. He's like, all right, I'll get the kids ready. We're going to go to the store. We're going to get their outfits for the pictures. We're going to get some dinner to take home. And we're going to decorate for Halloween. Because I was supposed to do that over the weekend. I was just too exhausted from the trip and unpacking and all the things. And this is someone who knows me well that when I don't know how to ask for something, Frank knows for me, then it's a moment where I need someone to take full leadership. Like, you tell me what to do. Because I spend a lot of my day directing, managing. And so sometimes it just for me is like, tell me what to do. Like, that takes so much pressure off of me where he's like, all right, this is what we're doing. And so that's what we did. We went to Target. We found, and luckily on the first stop, we found outfits for the kids. And had some fun at the store too, like looked at the Halloween stuff and, did all that. And then we got home and he took all of the boxes out of the attic for Halloween. And just seeing the joy in my children, like the decorating and bringing everything out and them like forgetting that we had certain things and like seeing the decor and having fun. That was all I needed. That was all I needed. It was it was just so refreshing. And for me, part of that October seasonal, bucket list, if you will, is the decorating piece and not rushing through it just so we can see how good it looks when it's done, but the enjoyment of it, right? Like, and I will tell you guys, I was having a hard time last night with the decorating because, as you know, Halloween is my favorite holiday. It always has been since I was a kid. And I didn't realize how much my love and joy of Halloween and fall and October is so connected to Chewy. And, for almost 16 years, he was a part of that process of the decorating and taking pictures with the pumpkins and getting him a costume. And, he would always be in the living room, the family room with us, on the couch or in his little bed, or, he would be biting the fake pumpkins and dragging them across the room. And, you know, um, I had a hard time with that last night. And I guess because it's like I love this holiday so much. And it's to me, it's like the biggest holiday really since he's passed he passed in April. And that's really hard. It's hard. Yeah. Part of it too is this is like the cozy time of year. We spend a lot more time in the family room. And even Frank was like, I love our house. The next like 4 months of the year. Wait, are we in October, November? No, sorry. Next 3 months of the year. Good grief. Um, he's like, I love our house because everything is so decorated. And that it's so funny coming from him who always like jokingly gives us a hard time about all the boxes that I have and how they multiply every year of the decorations. But he loves it. He loves it too. So he's like, it just feels so cozy. And that's the thing, right? Like we spend more time in the family room this time of year. And what always felt cozy to me was being on our big comfy couch, all the family up there with our blankets, watching Halloween movies, coming home after trick or treating and, having all the cool lighting on, watching Halloween movies, eating candy, having a pumpkin shaped pizza. And Chewy was always part of that. Like a lot of times for trick or treating, he would come with us. Last year, it was too much for him. Um, him laying in my lap or laying in our laps, like with us, it just felt whole. It felt complete. So, not having him here is really hard still, and I have moments where it just hits me like a brick. Like I was cooking eggs and ham the other morning, and whenever I would plate it, whatever like teeny tiny bit was left, I would always like put it in his bowl, or I would, drop it on the floor for him. And my eyes just started welling up with tears. So there's still those moments, and I don't think that'll ever fully go away. It's all just still raw and fresh because it's only been 6 months. So anyway, that helped to just get out of the to-do list for a while, to get out of all the pizza slices and do some of the fun stuff. And did I finish last night? No, because I have entirely too much Halloween stuff. So we're going to finish that up today and just enjoy being at home and enjoying the fall weather and enjoying each other. And so in one room, I do like the Halloween fortune teller theme stuff. And then in the other room, I do a little bit of Halloween, but it's mostly like Day of the Dead. And I have an ofrenda. And I always had Day of the Dead themed chihuahuas because I just love chihuahuas so much. And this year they have a whole new meaning, right? And sorry. So I put Chewy's picture and the little chihuahua light that I have, I put it on the ofrenda. So on Day of the Dead, we will honor him and probably put his favorite treats on there. And, that feels, I'm not going to say it feels good because it sucks that he's gone, but being able to do things like that to honor his memory and keep him alive in our house in that way, it helps. It helps a lot. Okay, let me just tell you a funny story real quick. As I'm thinking about it, because kids say the darndest things. So we're at Magic Kingdom last week, and it's the Halloween party. We had just gotten there, and as you're walking in, they have Cruella Deville, the character, and she's hilarious. And later on, I'm in the restroom with Javi, and he's like, "I'm really glad Chewie died." And I'm like, okay. You want to maybe elaborate on that a little bit? And this is coming from my youngest child who constantly says how much he misses Chewy. Like, if not every day, every other day, he like very much thinks about him all the time. He's like, I'm really glad he died. And I said, "Oh, can you tell me more?" And he's like, "Because that lady can't get to him." I said, "What lady?" He's like, "The dog lady, the villain." I'm like, "Do you mean Cruella?" He's like, "Yeah, yeah, her." He's like, "She can't get cuz she wants to take all the dogs and make them into fur." He's like, "So I'm so glad she can't get him because he's surrounded by angels." And I'm like, "Oh my god, it was coming from such a sweet, innocent little place in his heart, and the heart was in the right place, right?" But just the way kids will say things, I had to share that with you. But anyway, this is your permission slip. You're not failing. You're more than enough. You're overloaded. And you need to figure out what pieces of this pizza do I really not even need to eat? Like, are there pieces of it that I can just put to the side and make that list, prioritize, and that's what you'll do. So it's one slice at a time. One slice at a time. We are going to calm down our overloaded pizza brain. And we're going to go into this last quarter of 2025. Can you believe it? I know I can't. And we're going to give it our all. We're going to give it our best. We're going to go after our goals. We're going to lock in and do what we said we were going to do in January. This is the time. This is the time. And yeah, I'm going to start to wrap it up on that note. I want you to stay connected with me on Instagram and TikTok. I am at Irresistible Icing. That is where I post the most. You can catch up with me in between episodes over there. And I just want to give you a sneak peek or a teaser. So, we already have our next trip planned and it's coming up in a month. So, we are going on a cruise. the four of us, and it will be over Halloween. And I will share more. I will be sure to share more as we get closer. But yeah, I am so excited about that. I cannot wait. And one thing about me that I know I have to do is I have to have things to look forward to. And that helps with Pizza Brain too. And that doesn't mean you have to book a vacation, but you need to have things on your calendar that are outside of your normal day to day monotony of life. You need to have festivals, events, you know, day trips, whatever they are. Do a Google search, get on Facebook events, look for things locally that are going on, and put stuff on your calendar so that you can have things to look forward to. And I think it also will help you lean into the season and enjoy it and really sit in that season that you're in. You know, whether it's October and a Halloween, or whether it's Christmas, or whether it's spring, or whatever time it is of the year. So just know, if you've been feeling scattered, if you're dealing with pizza brain, you're not alone. We are in it together. We're going to take a moment. We're going to breathe. We're going to figure out where we need to go next. And we're going to just start knocking stuff off the list. That's all there is to it. So, thank you so much for listening. Please make sure to leave a rating and review on your podcast app of choice. And I will catch you in the next episode. Until then, stay irresistible. Bye, guys.